that we may come across. I cannot guarantee we'll see all those animals though due to migration and independence, but also their great camouflage. If you are planning to take pictures though and have a digital camera, switch over to either sports or action mode. This should help you take better pictures. If your camera doesn't have this up, Hakuna Matata, don't worry, there'll be time to stop the safari trip so you can get pictures as well. Just keep in mind the boarders have asked me not to stop many times in the reserve, and when we do stop, it's only for a few seconds. We're just going to wait for the safari truck ahead of us to go a little bit further into the reserve before we head in. That way they're not lost in our view. In the meantime, if you look off to your right upon that sign, there is a silhouette of an animal. That is the sable antelope, Harambe's emblem. It's a beautiful animal that found along the Serengeti grasslands, which is deeper in the reserve from where we are. To get there, we're going to have to travel through the Little Ituri Forest and pass over the Salty River. It's in these regions that there's dense vegetation. It's sometimes hard to find animals, but a lot of times you're just going to hear them. Such as the case of the white-faced whistling duck that makes a three-tone note whistle followed by a weak sound. So keep your eyes wide open, listen closely to your surroundings. You never know what we'll find out here in the wild Africa.
Maybe your sports one take pictures of you.
Everyone, if you look off to your left, past the watering hole, there is a black rhinoceros laying down. Despite its size, it can charge up to 35 miles per hour. One of the main reasons why it doesn't have any predators except us humans. Sadly, because of us humans, there's now less than 5,000 left in the entire world. This is mainly due to human encroachment on their habitats, but even worse, poachers that will hunt them illegally for their horns. Yeah, it is found. Over on the hillside to your right, hiding in the bushes, everyone, greater kudu. They are the second tallest antelope in Africa.
I see it.
Looked like that was a female greater kudu that was laying down in the bushes. She had no horns, only the males will. There's some movement going on the left side as well, past the bamboo here. I believe it was a bongo I saw for a moment. Yes, there it is. It's behind all those bushes and trees in the distance. You can barely make it out. It has a dark brownish red coat of fur, with horns that are tapered backwards so they don't get tangled amongst branches when they go running through the forest. See if you can find something larger though by heading down towards the Salty River. Remember, right, it should be just over this hill and through the woods.
Grandmother's house we go.
Down in the river, everyone, there is a Nile hippopotamus. They can weigh about 85 pounds when they're first born, but when fully grown, they can tip the scales at about 5,000 pounds if they're male. They will spend the majority of their day in the water to support their massive body weight and can hold their breath for about 5 to 8 minutes. But just around the riverbed, there's an entire float of Nile hippopotamus there in the water.
Them in the water?
As for those large white birds on the island, those are pink-backed pelicans. They get this name because throughout their mating season, they have a very distinctive pink back.
Oh, yeah.
Just around the corner, though, there is this old rickety bridge. It's one of the few ones that spans the Safi River that trucks can go over. So I'll make sure to go pull very slowly. For down below, I see Nile crocodiles. These are very large predators that can reach up to 20 feet in length and have jaws that can crush the bones of their prey. Good news here, though, friends. Make sure you stay seated at all times. Keeping in mind, I'm watching. Always watching. Right up ahead, there is a clearing in the woods, a sign that we're leaving the Little Terry Forest and going into a completely different ecosystem. Of course, when you're talking about a different ecosystem, you're bound to come across some different animals as well as different plant life. Talking of which, look at this upside down tree to our right. That is a baobab tree. They will go leafless for 9 months out of the year so they can survive the long droughts in Africa. Now here is my favorite view of the savannah, the Serengeti grassland. It spreads for hundreds of miles through East Africa. It's like a superhighway for millions of migrating animals. And it's also home, though, to some of Africa's more popular animals, like the elephant and the lion. And this, of course, is the wild Africa that we're striving to protect. As we continue with our safari trip, take a look around us. The landscape here is always changing, and that's because the animals that live here. Elephants are like natural bulldozers that come along, knocking over trees, breaking off the limbs so they can get to the leaves, allowing grass to spread throughout the area. Giraffes, on the other hand, are like pruning shears. They'll eat the undersides of the tree leaves so that sunlight will shine upon the plants below. Then larger antelope, as well as zebras, will mow down taller grasses, thus letting new sprouts grow in their place. But you cannot forget about the smaller animals like springboks and warthogs, which will trim and clean up the edges. Pretty much in the circle of life, there is enough food for everyone. As for these large mounds of dirt on either side of our safari trip, these are termite mounds. They can be as hard as concrete, and elephants love to use them as scratching posts. Once worn down, antelope will use them as lookout points to see if they can spot predators off in the distance. Though not far from us, actually crossing in front of the safari trucks, is a grouping of a sable antelope. If you recall, those are what I was telling you about before we entered into the reserve.
Those are antelopes, honey.
Antelope.
Bacon. No, they're antelopes. They eat the grass. Like in the Lion King, the antelopes eat the grass.
Mine's at the kid on the plane.
Yeah, they eat grass.
Are we back out?
Yeah.
I don't think
We probably
Go ahead, those cameras ready. In a moment, I'll stop right next to those stable antelopes so you can get some pictures. You look further off in the distance on top of the hillside too. There's a baby giraffe walking around.
it's a big one in the.
Up past the baby giraffes, there's also a taller one, an adult. Looks like those are Maasai. They have dark patterns with kind of lacy-like edge to each spot. As for these sable antelope, When they're young, they're very light in color. As they get older, they get darker, and eventually they have horns that will reach about 50 to 60 inches in length.
Michaela, do you see the giraffe? It's right there in the trees.
Let's see a picture of me recording. Whatever that happened.
Michaela, who are you? Yeah, good girl, high five. Where? Meow.
Alright, now friends, we are about to head into an area of the reserve that has been nicknamed Monkey Point. That's by my fellow safari drivers. After passing through the area, we've seen troops of mandrill monkeys playing on the rocks. They're very colorful. They do have bright blue and pink faces. Of course, they're more dominant, the male monkeys, and the troop, the more colorful they'll be. I see something a little bit larger than a mandrill monkey. There's also an African elephant in the area, and judging by its size and the fact that it's by itself, this must be a bull, a male elephant. You can see on its backside, there's quite a bit of dirt and grass. This helps protect the skin from the harsh sunlight, as well as annoying insects. They're on top of the rocks, mandrill monkeys. Oh, there's a few more down on the ground, though. I'm looking around. I don't see what could be a dominant male in the area. More than likely, this troop is continuing up, as should we. Up ahead, there should be a cliffside that overlooks elephant country. A great place for some pictures. Father, I'm sorry, friends, but it looks like the road I was thinking of has been closed. Wow. In fact, I guess over the past few weeks with all the rain that we've been seeing, there must have been a flash flood in the area washing it away. Hakuna Matata, don't worry, we'll just take a little detour. Should take us down to the red clay pits, and maybe there we'll find some African elephants. After all, they eat the red clay for the beneficial minerals that it contains. The only downside about those detours, though, is the bridge ahead of us. It's the oldest one in the reserve. Locals have been working hard to repair it, or at least they've said so. Of course, I trust them. Just hang on tight, though. So far, so good. Well, that doesn't sound right. Maybe this wasn't a smart idea. Okay, it was a stupid idea. And just lean to your right, everyone, and don't move. Well, apparently the locals don't understand what repair means. Well, let's go ahead and just get out of here. Down to the red clay pits. Looks like my hunch was right about those African elephants. I need to send the safari truck. There are tusk marks. Now, of course, these tusk marks can belong to a male or female African elephant. Unfortunately, though, their tusks are not the only reason why they're hunted. That's why scientists have been researching the vocal communications between elephants and have discovered they're terrified of bees. Using this information, they went back to farmers here in Africa and taught them to build beehive fences around their crops. It scares away the African elephants, saving their lives, but at the same time saving the crops of the farmers, giving them a second source of income of honey. And you can help out as well simply by educating yourself about animals and their needs, recycling old cell phones and other electronics, or better yet, supporting animal conservation efforts that are out there. This is a little bit odd. It sounds like we're picking up something over the radio frequencies. No way. I love this song. I can listen to it over and over again. Let me go ahead and just turn off my mic. That way we can enjoy not only the sights and smells of Africa, but also the sounds.
flamingos.
Flamingos.
Birdies of those. Those colored bird trees. No, they're flamingos. Yeah, 1 foot. Flamingo, yellow fin. Pretty.
All right. Well, it sounds like we're coming near the end of the sun. Go ahead and just turn off the radio so it doesn't interrupt us again. Now, a little bit earlier, as we were passing by some African elephants, we did pass by also white-bearded wildebeest, also known as a gnu. The low grunting noise the male makes at times, spelled G-N-U. They're considered to be one of Africa's largest migrating land mammals. But by the looks of things, we had passed by just the tail end of one. Also, as we circled around the island, we passed by a flamboyant greater flamingos. They get their pink color from the brine shrimp they eat that contains beta-carotene.
Look at that smile. Bumpy, huh? Bumpy. You cannot say that without smiling.
There is this very large rock formation called the Kopi. Laying on top of it is a few lions.
What's that, Michaela?
Well, we should be okay down here. Lions are inactive throughout the day for about 8 to 20 hours.
What do they say?
Though they are a little bit active around dawn and dusk, they are going to be the most active though during the night.
No, they're yawning. What's the lion say?
Zebras are going to be on your side. I think maybe look there. Right over there. That's that rock.
I'll pass a few of these boulders. You're right, those reds are grand zebras, and just behind them, bounce them off. Let's go ahead and double back around the rocks so we can get a better look at them. Now, if you've ever wondered what the color of the body of a zebra is, just look at the nose and hooves, and that will give it away. Looks like we've come to an area of the reserve where warthogs have made it their home. That's at least the only animal I can think of that will dig out massive holes like this. They'll back up into the holes so they can point their tusks outward, a way they can defend themselves from their attackers.
There they are. They're sleeping. It's Pumbaa.
Pumbaa's sleeping. He's down there. Down in the hole.
He's sleeping.
As for those stripes that we see on those zebras, they are like a human fingerprint. No two are ever the same. In large groups, it makes it hard for predators to distinguish one zebra from another. Now, caught by a predator, a zebra can't kick back with enough